So one thing we do know about the budget is it's at least going to try to balance new investments with austerity, possibly with some spending cuts in certain programs. We don't know exactly which ones yet. The Carney government has promised that on the operational side, that is all the transfer payments it makes to the provincial governments for things like health care, as well as the cost of running government salaries for employees, as well as the cost of the military. That is all going to be on the operational side of the ledger. And Carney says his budget will map out a path that's going to come back into balance within 3 years. But on the other side of the books, he's going to have this investment ledger where it's basically money that the federal government is putting up to develop economic stimulus programs, things like new pipelines, ports, other infrastructure projects, all these sort of major nation-building projects that he's identified. That is going to be, when you combine those two figures, that's going to give us what the total deficit is going to be, and we'll see how large that is. We know the Conservatives want it held under $42 billion. That seems wildly unlikely given some of the hits the Canadian economy has taken over the past year because of Trump's tariffs. So it's expected to be actually much higher, possibly as high as $100 billion. And then after the budget is presented, Carney has to convince the opposition parties to get, at least some of them, to get on side. He needs 3 votes because we're in a minority situation in Parliament. They need to get at least 3 opposition MPs to vote in favor of it, or to have 6 opposition MPs decide to abstain, sit out the vote because they don't want to trigger an election. And if they can't do that, if the Carney government doesn't get enough support for the budget, it will be deemed to have lost the confidence of the House of Commons. Carney's going to have to go to Rideau Hall and meet with the Governor General and trigger an election that would likely take us very close to Christmas. That vote probably not going to come until the week after next because MPs are going to be off next week for the Remembrance Day holiday and days after. But it's getting down to the short strokes here, and we still don't know which of the opposition parties, if any, are going to give some support to this budget to avoid, FISA, another election in 2025.